Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
Today's episode, we got to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves being up 2-0 on the defending champions. The New York Knicks beating the Indiana Pacers in game number 1. Talk about the games that we're going to see later today. And also, we are ranking the top 10 players of the playoffs so far. I don't care what you did in the regular season. It is strictly on playoffs, and I think that's going to be fun because, like, Darrick White is going to end up in that top 10. He's got to. You know what I'm saying? What are the top 10 lists where you get Darrick White in it? How y'all feeling today?
I'm feeling a little tired. It's raining. I hate when it rains on Tuesdays or Saturday mornings because that sleep be hitting so damn good. And then I have to wake up when that alarm go off. It's just like, damn.
I'm with him. I'm tired. It feel like a lazy day. Feel like I just seen y'all.
And it was raining so hard, too.
But it's a lot of good basketball to talk about. Mike, happy belated birthday again, my brother. Hope you enjoyed your day. My boy about to get out of here on us. So you missing Saturday? Yeah. So you gotta have you a game 1 type performance so you can miss game 2 and we still be in good shape.
I got you. I ain't finna have a kid, but same premise. I'm gonna miss the game.
For sure. What's the drop the mic?
Drop the mic, Treasy. I want all bias in this.
Okay, I love that.
If there is a new champion, who would you want it to be? Pretty sure we can probably guess who Pierre's answer is. But I'm interested to see who the rest of y'all is.
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
It would just be so fun to see Anthony Edwards go out there and win it all. I feel like you would feel that energy within that organization. That it would just be so fun to watch. Especially when last year, it was a lot of conversation on if the two big lineup could work. If they bounce back from that and go and win a championship, it would just be phenomenal.
I think it's easily Minnesota for me. No other team do I really care about right now. You know, I'm unbiased in every other series except for this one.
See, when I was thinking about it, I was feeling Ant-Man too, but I feel like some of these other guys should get consideration. I mean, like Shea, with one of the youngest teams to ever get a championship. I don't think nobody really wants the Celtics to be in. Celtics going to be there next year.
That'll be fine.
You know, I think it would be cool if, honestly, I know it's probably the unpopular opinion, but it would be cool if Donovan Mitchell actually took them all the way. And it was like, damn, they did it without LeBron. So I think it's a lot of interesting stories that can come from it.
I think Minnesota, not even just Ant-Man, the conversation, if they win the championship, the conversation around Anthony Edwards is going to be crazy. 22 years old will be like the youngest, at least of our lifetime, to be the number 1 option on a championship team. But also, Rudy Gobert is like my favorite center of all time, which is cool. Karl-Anthony Towns had like some of the worst 3-year, 4-year stretch ever imaginable after losing his mother in the top of COVID and then losing one of his best friends maybe 6 months ago. Like, he's had a lot that he's gone through. So easy to root for that guy. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker's been traded 5 times. Like, there's so many different people that are easy to root for on that team.
Mike Conley.
Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
They gave him that Mickey Mouse All-Star appearance, so he's no longer the best player to never make an All-Star game. So winning the championship would be dope, you know? And then Coach tore his knee up.
Yeah. And he's still on the sideline.
He's still doing it. So I think it's easy to root for that team, especially because they're hounding right now.
You know, I'm rocking with the Knicks. I mean, not only because it's my team, but it also would just be a good conversation to have with how they're constructed. Jalen Brunson isn't your prototypical star 1A. You know, that just opens up a different can of worms. And then there's New York. It's the Mecca. We haven't had a championship
Since
in our
72.
lifetime. So to see that happen in this route would be interesting. But I'm going with all these teams that y'all said. Minnesota, the Knicks, you said the Thunder. I think those 3 teams create a bunch of different conversations throughout the NBA landscape. If the Thunder do it as the youngest team in their first year of getting the playoff success, that would speak volumes. If Ant-Man getting it at 22 speaks volumes. If the Knicks do it without a traditional star, because I think even with Shea and Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson is still a lesser star than even those guys. So to see a team win a championship like that, when the last time we seen that? The Detroit Pistons? And I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah, typically you need like a top 10.
top
I
10
think
player,
Jalen Brunson's making it a conversation.
Yeah.
It should be top 10.
Definitely.
But like going into the playoffs, every single other person that's won a championship is like, oh, he's a top, not even just top 10, maybe top 7, top 6 player.
Yeah.
And we don't
Wanted
have
to get it
Julius
done.
Randle.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be an incredible conversation. But I can't disagree with the Ant-Man or even the OKC. I mean, that's just seeing people win championships so young, crazy.
You
Crazy.
seeing Luka and Kyrie winning. Seeing Kyrie win one without
Another
Bron, like, that would be fun to see. Luka, he got bounced by the Clippers all those years, and now he finally got his lick back, and then he took that momentum and ran all the way to the finals and won. And That would be amazing to see too.
Yeah. This is a good question. What about you? Have you gave your answer?
He said OKC.
I would probably say Shea.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a good one. That's a good one.
Now, what if all of that goes out of the window because the Nuggets go into Minnesota and win 2 games and tie the series up?
Let's talk about it. So we were taping last night, so we didn't really get to see first half live because it was storming so damn bad. I woke up early today and I ended up watching the first half of that game, and that is maybe I'm being hyperbolic because I'm living in a moment, but that is some of the best defense I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For a full half.
Uh-huh.
You know how sometimes defense is like, well, we're going to let this guy shoot, and if he wins us the game, he loses. We lose the game because of that. We lose the game.
Yeah.
Or sometimes teams generate open looks and just miss. It's just not their night. The Denver Nuggets didn't generate any good looks in this entire first half. Mm-hmm. And Jamal Murray, who has been a playoff riser his entire career, has put together a few stinkers, even in the series versus y'all. I mean, he had the big shots to win the series, but he was not very good completely in that series. And so far through 2 games, he's been awful.
Not a field goal made in the first quarter of either game.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And because we didn't see first half live, we weren't there to see that he threw a heating pad on the goddamn court.
Now there's speculation he might get suspended.
Which I think that's a suspendable offense. Like if somebody comes down on that heat, because he threw it not just on the court. Mm-hmm. Live ball was happening right
I'm
there.
surprised the referees didn't notice. It literally flew right past the referee and it was right there on the court. And the ref didn't stop the play or nothing. If they would have stopped the play,
well, I mean, he had a really rough night because he got the update afterwards that he didn't even talk to the media.
Well, he didn't talk to the media because he threw the damn heating pad on the floor. He didn't want to be asked about that. That was the main reason why he didn't do it.
He also pulled a Rudy Gobert in this game where in the second quarter he did one of these to the refs. Mm-hmm. Saying that the refs are betting on the game or getting paid off, so he's going to get fined for that completely because Rudy Gobert took, what, $250,000 for that?
So he's probably going to get fined for that and the throwing the heating pad?
Yes, I mean, there was the one play that, again, we didn't see live, but it went viral on Twitter of Nah and Jaden McDaniels hounding him for 94 feet.
Yeah. They were picking him up full court.
I saw some people have the conversation, was it foul? Like, I saw that, and I was like, there was not a single foul on that play.
Yep.
Did y'all feel the same way?
No, I saw it, and I was just like, that's just playoff basketball. They just being physical. They picking them up, and they not letting them feel comfortable. That's what you got to do to a lot of these high-volume scorers like him. You got to make them feel uncomfortable. And you could definitely tell Jamal Murray does not feel comfortable on that basketball court right now.
That's my main pickup from these 2 games, especially last night. It's funny because I woke up and watched the entire game too. But they punking them, man. Let's just call it what it is. They punking them.
I think Reggie Jackson had a quote about that too. Like, you're not playing different basketball if you're getting punked.
Yeah,
but he played bad him damn self. So I don't know what he's talking about.
No, he's because you play it bad don't mean you can't say.
No, he's holding.
He's holding the team accountable. Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, I just got the feel that they punking them. That's the play that when I seen that this morning and not in real time, I was like, oh wow, they punking him. They punking this whole team.
Just a lot of different stuff.
And they trust they one-on-one. Like their defensive rotations are so good, but a lot of times, and we seen it, and it was Aaron Gordon that was just driving, but it just said no help. Stay on your man. Yeah. They trust a lot of their defenders to just play one-on-one and not get beat.
Murray, they still they leave him on the island. Like they trust Naz Reid or Rudy Gobert or Cat out in space. When you got bigs who can move their feet like that, it makes it hard for guards to actually get their shit off on a regular basis.
And I think it just almost like it eliminates threes, like at least good threes that you can generate without that much help. Because a lot of times that just comes from miscues where they're trying to help and somebody doesn't talk and now you got to open the corner 3. They're locking up everything.
Yeah, those open threes that MPJ was getting against the Lakers, those are no longer open shots.
The thing that I appreciate too is there were some times when I rewatched some of this game that when they did have a miscue, even when they were up 30 points, you could see the communication and the body language within the team of saying like that's not acceptable. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you have teams and they get that lead, we see it kind of go away because those things happen and nobody addresses it. Everybody's like, oh, it's cool, it's whatever. We up 30, don't worry about it. But they are like, if you go back and watch some of the plays, you'll see 78-48, and there was a play where Jokic got past Naz Reid, and he tried to block it from behind. He couldn't block it. He made the layup, and he like, that's me. As if like it's a tie game. Yeah. Or there was another play where somebody they didn't switch. Kyle Anderson wanted Nickeil Alexander-Walker to switch. They didn't, and that left somebody open to hit a 3. Maybe Michael Porter Jr. or somebody. And Kyle Anderson is telling Nikhil, like, I wanted you to switch. It's just those things instead of just brushing them off because, you know, they on one accord. You have to be on one accord, and it's important to have that intensity even when you up 30. Because I just watched the Magic team who wasn't on 30, but was up significantly
18,
on the Cavs, and I seen them kind of have certain plays that they kind of felt like, oh, it's cool because we up.
Yeah.
And then when you look back at the game, it's like, oh, that also gave them the momentum. You know what I mean? I'm seeing Paolo take logo threes with 18 seconds left on the shot clock, and then it's just another quick basket for the Cavs. And it's like, you look back at those plays, and is an 18-second shot clock logo three really worth it when you up 18 and got control of a game? Probably not. Probably not. You know what I'm saying? So that was my biggest thing. And then also being able to guard Jokic one-on-one. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Being able to guard him one-on-one and Cat being able to hold his own is super big. And then, you know, Aaron Gordon, they're going to live with that. Those little tip dunks and the corner threes he was hitting, they'll live with that. But I think it's a true testament to lock up Jamal Murray and limit Jokic. Because usually you might have Jokic have a night where it ain't his best scoring night, but he's doing everything else, and Jamal Murray is now cooking, and Porter Jr. is getting his threes. But to cut off both of those sources just kind of hinders everything else, and they making them pay, man. They making them pay. There's also no answer for Anthony Edwards on the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he was kind of bodying KCP and how he could, you know, get to his spots, he's just showing that, like, he is really that guy when it comes to being a number one option and being able to carry your offense even when teams are overloading or when they're focused more so on you.
And I think that's just because he's a real triple threat. There's plays where he's going past him and going directly to the rim and finishing. He can finish through contact. He has the mid-range game. He has the post fadeaway, pull up. He has the 3-ball shot. He can come off the screen going downhill. It just I was looking at KCP guard him yesterday, and I was just like, man, KCP kind of going through it because he had one specific play. We was doing a bunch of moves in the mid post, and KCP was just kind of all over the place because he already hit a turnaround fade. He already went right to the basket. So now KCP is just, and then he kind of up
That's
and under them.
That's what the best scorers, they got the counters.
Yeah.
You know, to every move, they got the counters. And it's really impressive, too, because I always look at the playmakers that come to the league, and it's like, we talk about Tyrese Haliburton, how sometimes he doesn't really shoot the ball sometimes. And it's hard for when you're like, your game is playmaking to know that it's going to make it easier for me if I'm also scoring because they can't just play off me and they can't play the lanes. When there's a score, it's like the opposite. Like, I need to get my teammates involved too, and that's going to open up my game. And I think what he's done in terms of, like, we talked about his game management, his leadership, it's just off the charts for somebody of his age.
Yeah, in his post-game interview, he was talking about how it didn't matter if they were down 0-2 or up 3-0. Their main objective is to come out and put their foot on their throats immediately. And you feel that where both of these games opened up with a huge run for Minnesota, and it's like the Denver Nuggets have to play catch-up. I mean, it's kind of the same thing happened in y'all's series where that's just like the Nuggets' way so far in the playoffs. We're going to come out very sluggish, and because we're the Nuggets, we believe we're going to be able to come back. And against Minnesota, they have not been able to just because Minnesota is so – it's like a hive mind offensive team.
Yeah.
Where if we're all playing together and Mike is shifting – we just have this such cohesion and we're following the shift. And it's like just beautiful basketball, bro. It really is. And when the things shifted after the All-Star break, where they were calling less fouls and letting them play a little bit more, there are certain teams that benefited from that. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are one of those teams. They are very aggressive. They're a very handsy team. And because it's being called differently with it being playoff basketball, and also because Adam Silver said he didn't make a call, but it feels like Adam Silver made a call about the officiating, they have benefited to the highest degree, and they are not afraid to foul you. You know what I'm saying? Just be on you, and that's just hoops, man. I'm loving it.
That's the way defense is supposed to be played. Defense is supposed to be aggressive. It's supposed to hit first. It's supposed to have an attack mentality. Defense shouldn't be played subtly.
Yeah,
subtly. Like it should be,
especially with the way
attack.
Offensive players are given a whistle. Like I think allowing defenders to have more leadway is actually good for the league, and it makes it tougher on these offensive players. They're not going to walk around just getting 40. Like, they now got to really work for that 40, and I think you're seeing the benefit of it.
I think even if they call in the fouls, I like the way Minnesota plays because if we're going to foul, we need to make our fouls say something.
Yeah.
Just the soft ticky-tack. That's my I hate
soft ticky-tack
that,
fouls
bro.
are the ones that
When you barely touch a person, but you know it's a foul, and you give them an easy and one in transition.
bro, that makes – yes. Why not just give them the layup? That kills me, bro.
That
Even in the
look, you ahead of me and I.
yes, and I'm just like, why?
And one. This is like, nah.
Cat does that
if we gonna
sometimes.
foul.
Cat is good for 2 bad fouls.
And then what he gonna do afterwards? He gonna look right at that ref like, what did I do?
He has fouls where I'm just like, bro, just give him the layup. You too valuable to your team.
Yeah. And he was amazing last night.
Yes, he was.
Both sides of the floor.
Especially when you talk about staying out of foul trouble while guarding Jokic. That's very impressive. A lot of bigs who have to guard him nightly, they don't do that.
One of the reasons I love the playoffs is because the stuff that we see in the regular season don't matter.
Yeah.
Like the way the Minnesota Timberwolves are guarding Jokic is significantly different than what they did in the regular season. And part of that is like in the regular season, this is the second night of a back-to-back. We don't have a bunch of time to plan, so let's just do a very generic scheme. And they were just basically watching at home as the Denver Nuggets beat the Lakers, and they're formulating this game plan where their goal is to eliminate the others. And if Jokic drops 35, then so be it, because Jamal Murray is in a chamber right now, and Michael Porter Jr. is shooting heavily contested, leaning to the right 3-pointers. Jokic, go drop 70 if you need to, because we'll live with that because nobody else can play. And that's kind of what they did against the Suns as well, where it's like Kevin is at 1-on-1 with Karl Anthony Towns. He should average 60. He didn't. We're going to eliminate everything else. And it's just, I don't know. Mike Nori, you know, he might get a real head coaching job one day. Even though he say he's a puppet master. He's not even calling the shots. He's just verbally saying it.
Yeah, he's just the one that's standing up. And
Yeah.
Literally.
Chris Finch is still in charge.
Shout out
People
to
keep
Finch.
saying that Mike Nori is like the head, but like Chris Finch is literally right.
Yeah, Mike Nori has said like 3 times that like, I'm really
And
not
I
doing
see
anything.
it.
Yeah.
It was a timeout. Anthony Edwards did something like, let's go. And I see Chris Finch sitting down behind them like, sit down. Sit down. It's a sit down timeout. Trying to get them to stay focused. Since his first MVP season, Jokic and the Nuggets have a 1-10 record in the playoffs against teams with more than 50 wins. Is this a real issue or just a statistical anomaly?
They're 1-10 against the playoffs.
Well, I think part of that
playoffs?
was his first MVP. They were the dog in their series because it was Campazzo and Austin Rivers.
Against the Warriors.
So I look past that. What other series have they had since then? You said 1-10, so they've lost these 2, so that accounts for 2. They got the 4 in that series, and that means there's 1 series I'm forgetting about.
Was it the Sun series?
How was their playoff exit before they won a championship?
I'm
The
gonna
year
look it up
before
right now.
last year, did they lose to the Warriors?
That was 21, right?
Or did they lose to the Grizzlies? Because the Warriors
that
and
was-
Grizzlies played each other in the Western Conference Finals.
I'm on B-ball reference.
Remember the Warriors?
Didn't Anthony Edwards them take 1 from them?
In 2021, they got swept by the Suns, so that would have counted because that Suns
yeah.
team
Okay.
was the 2 seed that year, and yeah, that is the year that the Suns went on to the finals. They got swept.
Were they fully healthy?
No, this is Campazzo. As Campazzo started 3 of these 4 games.
Michael
Also-
Porter Jr. is there?
Michael Porter Jr. is there. Aaron Gordon is there, but the other starters were Campazzo, Austin Rivers,
All right, because
And then
Jamal
Will
Murray
Barton.
came from every. Yeah.
and then the year after that, they go against the Golden State Warriors in the first round, and they lose in 5.
That's when no MPJ or
Yep.
Jamal Murray.
And that is the year that the Warriors go on to win the championship.
But is that Jokic's first MVP season right there?
This is 2020. That's 2022. His first
Okay.
MVP was 2021, right?
Yeah.
2021,
Okay.
2022, and then now 2024. So I'm looking past that just because
Yeah. A lot
there
of
was
it's
no
health.
Jamal
There
Murray.
needs some more context to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no KCP in those either.
5 teams have ever came back in a series in the position Denver is now, having lost the first 2 games at home.
The Bucks did it in the finals.
Not
wait, they weren't at home,
They
though.
weren't at
They
home.
weren't at
They
home.
were in
You're right.
Phoenix.
1969 Lakers versus Warriors, 1994 Rockets versus Suns, 2005 Mavs versus Rockets, 2017 Celtics versus Bulls,
Well, that's because Rondo broke his hand.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
We would have won that series.
Clippers versus Mavs.
Yeah.
There was some episodes ago or some months ago where some of us were saying, and you were saying y'all was gonna lose this series.
Yeah, we would have
anyway.
lost the series. I'm just letting my fandom show a little bit. But
Why you
I
think y'all would have lost this? Y'all was cooking.
Yeah,
I
playoff
said we- I
Rondo.
thought we would've
Y'all
won
was
this year.
cooking,
Rondo-
man.
ask Rondo if playoff Rondo exists.
Y'all
I mean,
was
I
say it
saw
don't
it- I
exist.
He's
saw
gonna
it
say
in-
it doesn't.
I saw it in full effect in that series.
Yeah, I don't think we had the firepower to keep it up. That's all. I mean, that Celtics team was really
the
good.
momentum literally shift when he got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we lost 4 straight games after
Yeah.
that. It wasn't
So
even-
it's like it's hard.
It's hard to say we would have lost even with him because he was playing so damn good.
nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Nobody ever will knows.
Dwayne Wade was hitting some crazy shots, man.
Wasn't that the last year of Jimmy Butler too?
I believe. Was it?
I think that is the last year of
I
Jimmy
think that was
Butler.
the last
So
year.
they
of
all
Jimmy.
left
No,
the
no, no,
offseason?
no, no. We had. God damn, you're gonna make me Google this.
I feel
think-
like he played a little bit after that without them.
Oh.
I don't think they off season was no Rondo.
Yeah,
no
I think we had
Wade,
one
no
extra
Butler.
season
One
after
extra
that.
season of Jimmy.
Because that next season, didn't he do that to Philly? The 50?
No, that
No.
was his last
That was
year
his
in
last,
Chicago.
I think that was his last year.
What year
Then
was
he
that?
was in Minnesota.
That's the offseason where they
2017.
traded him for Zach LaVine.
Yep, 2017.
And then Dwayne Wade went to the
back to
Cavs.
Miami.
And then where did Rondo go? The Pelicans?
Did he go to the Kings?
Let's
He
see.
might have went to the Pels.
Where
John
AD?
Rondo after Chicago ended up in New Orleans.
Yeah, to the Pels.
Yep,
Okay.
and that was a fun team.
So
too.
that was a crazy offseason. They let all three of them
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I have a picture on Reddit that was one of the top posts in r/Chicago Bulls of me wearing my Fire Garpax shirt when they traded Jimmy Butler for Larry
LaVine.
Markkinen and Zach LaVine and Chris Dunn. Don't forget Chris Dunn is in that trade.
What a time.
What a time.
Sleeve the
Chris
Bulls
Dunn used to be that
jerseys.
man. He used to have a pull-up midi.
Man, stop playing. Chris Dunn was my favorite Bull for like 2 years. That lets you know how bad we were.
Chris Dunn was a bad man at Providence.
Yeah. Jokic has to be better, simply put. He has to show,
Yeah.
because so far he hasn't been the best player in the series.
No,
It's
he
been
hasn't.
Anthony Edwards by far. And if you want to win this one, especially if Jamal Murray is going to be playing on a bad calf and he's going to be crashing out, because that's what it was to me in that game.
Yeah,
Like,
he had a
that's as close of a crash as you can get from an
temper
NBA
tantrum.
player. He's just not used to losing in this caliber, not used to this type of pressure.
Boy got one ring. He's lost. He's lost.
I mean, when you're getting picked up full court, 94 feet all game by the starting wing and Jaden McDaniels, then you got the backup wing and Nickeil Alexander-Walker doing
AP.
the same thing.
He don't
Like,
know nothing about that.
He's literally just.
He ain't never been point guard in pro-am and had that lock on him.
But
full
I'm
court.
Or in real life.
Yeah,
But I'm just.
he ain't never had to bring
I'm
that
just
ball
saying,
up.
Jamal Murray don't. That's a lot to deal with, man. Being picked up full court the whole damn game.
Yeah.
I had to bring the ball up
But-
against Proviso. You know that shit, so.
But you ain't played a real Verizon. So
Nah.
you all right.
We played their junior varsity as our B team.
I had to bring it up against Glenbard North.
Oh yeah.
That was I didn't play for like 2 months after that game.
Oh, they ripped you up that many times?
They ripped me up one time, and coach put me on the bench.
Damn.
He ripped me up one time, and then I did a Karl Anthony Towns where I fouled the dude softly for him, and that was it. And that was like a platoon substitution because the starters were
bro,
playing
we got
so
subbed
bad.
out of the
that he was
first
like,
2 minutes.
He was like, "Contrail, get in the game." I'm like, my shoes not even tied. I was not prepared for this one.
You're like, Coach, all I got on is boxes under my warm-up.
But I do want to say I've told Coach Nelson plenty of times this season, I'm not a point guard. I'm just short. That's it. I am not a point guard.
He a two guard.
But that was
I'm
bad.
just a basketball.
That's that old basketball where you was little, so you're a guard.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
little
See, you
guard.
could have been a Josh Hart.
I could have been there, Josh Hart. At that, because that was when I did have some good lungs on me.
Yeah. And
Could've
you had the
been
bunnies
just-
too.
Yeah. I could have definitely
And you
tipped
could
off some stuff.
defend.
Yeah.
Jump shot wasn't going to be there. You weren't going to hit no top of the key game winning 3 to seal the series like he did against Philadelphia 76ers.
But
I would've been-
KB gets streaky though. He might have some.
I'm trying to think of a
motivation.
player
Is
that
he
streaky?
No.
I'm just not good. I'm trying to think of a player.
Maybe just up here
What's
lying.
the
I
most-
appreciate it.
What's
though.
the most
That's
threes
a
you seen
lie.
him hit in a game
I
when you
feel
was
like
playing
some
with him?
games, he might get 2.
I can hit 2. Here.
And that's a good game for him.
Thank you, Derek.
It
Thank
is.
you.
I'm
not
Why you
saying-
making it
That's
look
a
like
great
I've never
game.
hit 2 threes in a game before?
Because 2 is also a day for you.
It could be. I can have less than 2.
I
Yeah.
remember the tweets where he said, "Man, I played out there for 48 minutes. We played 3-4 games, and I had 0 points."
That just wasn't his day.
This wasn't my day. More likely that's gonna happen.
Why
than the
do
2
you
threes.
miss so much?
Not a good shooter.
You got to practice that in the off season.
You got like
When's
a
the
hitch in
last time have I taken a jump shot?
You got like
do
a
you
hitch
think?
in your shot, don't you? or
Yeah,
something?
but I'm
And your
27
shit
now.
takes so long.
That's how we got to do it,
I'm
though. We just got to go
27
to the
now.
arcade and find a game where you just throw the basketball in. We gonna get your form right.
I won a game of Papa Shot on Nike ID.
But you know,
couple months ago.
what he's better at than you?
What?
Finishing.
Probably.
I think it's the hands. The hands are a little bit better catcher.
That man Darrick made so many layups. Don't even get me started. All right, stay on the Nuggets and the Timberwolves.
What are the odds that they come
It's
back
like
and do it?
D-Mill's like, oh man.
Can they come back in this?
If
Like,
there's
is it-
one team that could come back and tie the series on the road, it is the Nuggets. But
give me a percentage.
I'll
What
give
percent?
you 30% chance of them winning the series.
I think it's around the same thing. We're gonna have to see not only Jokic do better, but if Jamal gets suspended or when he comes back, he's gonna have to be
Oh, if
very
he's
good.
suspended,
Hey, if
the
he's
series
suspended,
is
it's
over.
over. It's over with.
There's
You
no
think
way
it's-
they win that.
Should he be suspended?
For the sake of basketball, no. But the offense that he committed, yeah.
Sound like he just robbed the store.
I mean, he literally could have injured someone. Someone could have fell on that.
Yes.
So like he could have hurt someone else to where they're now out the series. So
Yeah.
I mean,
If
it's a consequence
if they
of
ain't
your own
suspend
actions.
Joel, I don't think they're gonna do it.
Oh yeah,
Joel almost.
Joel
he
yanked
could have
the man
literally
out the
snapped
air.
his leg.
But right
on the
now,
way down.
the Timberwolves are minus 700 to win the series. That's
I mean, the
pretty
defense has been
crazy.
elite.
Yeah.
The defense has literally been elite, and it's literally like, yeah, Jokic is gonna have to step it up, but everybody gonna have to step
Unless
up.
FanDuel already knows that he's probably gonna be suspended,
I think he's going to be suspended, personally.
because they be knowing they know everything before we even get a glimpse of it.
They got a mole.
And all honesty,
They
I
got him all in the camp.
I expect him to be suspended for sure. Percentage, I think 30% is cool. I'm nervous for the Timberwolves just because I don't want them to go home and lose 2 games.
But
Like,
Are
I'm
we
not
seeing the
nervous.
most dominant run and we just don't even realize it?
I hope so.
Hell
I'm
no,
not
shit.
nervous with them because they mentality don't seem like they're the type of team that get
Well, no.
complacent.
You think I'm not that they're up 2-0. I'm not that damn nervous, but I'm saying I don't want them to go home and not take advantage. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
'Cause if
think
they do
If
all
they
it-
split, they feel really good about
If
it.
they go home and I just got PTSD from what the Mavericks did. I remember the Mavericks winning those 2 games and me feeling like, oh yeah, this is over, like completely over. And for them to go home and lose, even when they lost the first one, I'm like, oh, they'll just win the next game and they'll have a 3-1 lead. They'll split. And then they lost both, and it's like, bro, you did all of that work.
Kawhi also turned into Superman in those 2 road games.
They got Jokic.
Yeah.
Jokic
Also-
could turn into Superman.
Underrated talked about point. Rudy Gobert just became a dad yesterday.
Yes, he did.
You know he get +6 to all attributes.
Now he get to come out with
The
that dad
3-2. Did you see the?
From
Remember
hell
the?
yeah. You saw him. He had a mid-range jump
I
shot
was
in
gonna
game
say the
1.
mid-range off the glass.
Oh yeah, he did hit him. That
Hey,
was
I
that's
feel
how you know you
shot.
about to lose.
I
When
feel
Rudy
like
hit a
as a
mid-range
friend
jump on
group,
you,
we all kind of think the same, but I just
John?
know.
If John hit
No. I was thinking like when that shot went in, it was only like a couple minutes left. It was like, yeah, the game's over after.
Yeah.
If Rudy Gobert's hitting that little 5-foot jumper, then the game's over.
Yeah.
My mentality is different.
What?
If he hit that in the beginning, I'm like, I'd have told my team we gonna win. They just getting lucky shit right now. Don't, relax, y'all. Relax.
But it was at the end, so it's like, damn, they just
Yeah.
getting everything to fall.
Even without that shot, they would have won. But yeah,
It's so hard to win 2 back-to-back championships. We haven't seen it since what,
it is. But
KD's Warriors.
even if they don't win, that's one thing. They getting
Yeah,
dominated.
they getting smacked.
Yeah.
Smacked around a little bit.
The heavy favorite.
I think you're seeing the effects of not having depth on your bench. No Bruce Brown, no Jeff Green.
Man, I'm not bailing them out.
I'm
with
not
that.
bailing them out.
No.
but
Because
I'm
their
saying-
starters have been dominated too.
Yeah,
I saw a stat about it. Let me see
But
if I
I
can find
still
it.
think one thing that they're lacking that the Minnesota Timberwolves has is that extra punch coming off the bench is just so damn. Now, Oz Reed is having an amazing series. They don't have anyone coming off their bench that's even matching his production at all. Nikhil Alexander-Walker having an amazing series. They're not getting any other
I agree.
production
I agree.
outside of their starters. And
But you can't have everything. They got one of the best starting 5s. Their starting 5 is literally probably like top 3 in the NBA, top 2. That's why they've been the favorite. We all knew that they didn't have no crazy bench the whole entire season, and they've been doing fine without it.
that's the regular season. When it comes to playoff time, sometimes you need somebody else.
Here's the stats from our team at Omaha.
They were the
Shout out
heavily
to the
favorite
guys.
since the playoffs started without that bench. They getting
39
their ass kicked, man. Plain and
39
simple.
minutes played with their starting 5 on the court. They have a -42 plus minus. Offensive rating is a 91. I want to remind you, a 91 would be the worst offense in basketball by like 12, 14 points.
This is the starters.
This is just the starters. And they have a defensive rating of a 141.
Wait, what
which is
sample
like
size
us
is
going
that?
against
That's
an
just
NBA team.
postseason?
The 2 games.
The
Oh, the
two
two
games
games?
in the
Okay.
series so
That's
far.
like us going against.
-50.2 net rating. That's the difference between when Joel Embiid was on the floor last series versus when he's not. That is insane.
That is
Your
crazy.
starters can't play like that, man.
Yeah.
Not when you got that starting 5 that has been praised all this time.
80
I do agree
points.
that their bench is not Minnesota's, but they got that this starters are getting their ass kicked.
Timberwolves allow 80 points, their fewest they've allowed in the playoff games since 2004. It's a good stat, but also they did not make the playoffs for like a decade straight. So, so it's cool, but
And they also held the Denver Nuggets under 100 in these first 2 games, which is very impressive, man.
yeah. These are just some cool stats. Shout out to the research team. 3rd defending champion to trail 2-0 at home in the playoff series in history, excluding the bubble. The others are the 2011 Lakers versus the Mavericks. And the 1984 76ers versus the Nets. So hasn't happened a ton in history.
I mean, yeah. Usually the defending champs are usually pretty good at home. So
Shout out to Tim Connolly. I saw so many tweets about Tim Connolly building the Nuggets and then going to build a team to beat the Nuggets, like the perfect team to defeat the Nuggets.
I know exactly our loopholes because I built this.
And let's talk about Knicks versus Pacers, because that was game 1 at the Garden. All of the stars are out. I mean, that's one of my favorite things
50
about
Cent
New
was
York.
in the building.
That was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
Who else y'all see? Action Bronson was there. That was just the one.
He's been there a lot.
Stephon Marbury. You had some Knicks
Yeah.
legends in there. Walt Frazier obviously was in there.
Yeah.
Melo, of course.
Melo, of
I need to
course.
get my Walt Frazier suits on, man.
John
He be
Starks.
clean, bro.
I know they be
Clean.
was.
expensive.
Yeah. But I mean, when you've been collecting for 50
Yeah,
years.
the closet gotta look
Was
nasty
Melo
in the
still in the
crib.
building? Melo's been at a lot of games. I don't know
seen
if he
Melo.
still was in there.
I think I seen.
I seen
Watching.
Iman Shumpert say he want to pull up to one of the Knicks games.
Of course he does. I do too.
I mean, it's just crazy how LA and New York always had like the celebrity row just like loaded. I'm just like, do they really just get those? They just get those tickets away just so it just had this aura to it. I mean, I don't know.
So
Do you think
here's
they give 'em
celebrity
away?
role.
I think they get
Rain
them away.
Wilson was in
Like
attendance,
them
y'all.
boys got money to just
I
buy
think,
the season tickets.
Didn't Kelly Oubre say that they're gonna? He said when we play the Knicks or something, they just gonna give away all those tickets, those $100,000 tickets to celebrities or something like that. Kelly Oubre said something like that.
I don't know what the heck. I tell Ellie Brady this 100,000. Ain't no $100,000 seat in there. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
The
It must be at
courtside
Super Bowl.
courtside seat got to be what? Maximum 10,000.
For a playoff game,
I think
In the Madison
if
Square
it was
Garden?
like a final, what about a final?
$100,000 is crazy, but
Come on
I
now.
think it's more than
That should
10.
sound like a Super Bowl
The hell, $100,000.
Super Bowl ticket.
Y'all want to play a
Courtside to be empty.
a celebrity trivia where I
Yeah.
give you the person's name and you tell me what they're famous for?
Okay.
Sure.
50 Cent.
Rapping.
Okay.
Bullying.
G on the
producing
clothing
TV
line.
shows.
Rain Wilson.
Actress.
Actually, don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Actor.
Oh, okay.
That's the white from The Office.
Oh.
Oh,
That,
Oh,
he was
okay.
at the game?
Yes, he was.
yeah, he was.
Oh, shit. I didn't
He had a
even see
beanie on, right?
Uh,
I think he had an orange beanie
yes, he
on.
did.
Yep.
Yes,
I
he
seen him.
I did not see him.
I seen it. I'll be looking on TV. I'm a very detailed looker.
Emmy Rossum.
I saw her. I don't know what she's famous for, though.
Yes, you do.
She's an actress.
She's
But
an
what's the
actress?
show?
I'm just throwing out shit. She's an actress.
Shameless.
Oh, she.
The dark.
Wait.
Oh,
She's the
Veronica.
the big sister.
She's the main actress. I don't remember her name. The
Veronica.
no,
Let me see.
No.
the main actress.
So she's the sister.
Let me
I
see.
mean, I don't know.
That's the sister. The big older sister.
The older sister?
That's
the one that was
the
taking
the
care
main
of the
protagonist. The person
Oh.
that the Gallagher that is the main protagonist.
Is what?
I don't. What do you?
She's the oldest.
She's
Yeah,
Debbie's
she's the oldest
sister. She's
sister.
Debbie's sister.
Sister.
Yeah, I
Holy
didn't even
shit.
recognize her.
Bill Bradley.
Actor.
I don't know what he does.
He's a former Knick, and then he ran for office, or like he got something like that. Stephon Marbury, we know that. Oh, here's some Darrick.
Bill Bradley is definitely on my team.
Yes, he is. This is specifically for Darrick.
My fault. All right. Lock in, D. Mills.
Glaber
you got
Torres.
Who?
Glaber Torres.
I've never heard that name before.
this. Put it together.
Nestor Cortez Jr.
Nope.
Listen. Let me
Giancarlo Stanton.
Stanton.
let me walk you through this. Your significant other is what?
Hispanic. Or a woman. Wait,
She's both. Yeah.
You can say Ann.
Those names. Can you read those names again?
Glaber Torres. Giancarlo Stanton. He used to be known as Mike, but then he got back to his roots. And then Nestor Cortez Jr.
What do those names sound
They're
like?
Hispanic names.
But what do they sound like? You would know them for?
That boy Glaber got a fit on, boy.
You do.
Probably wouldn't know them as NBA players.
All baseball players?
Yes, they
Bingo!
are.
I thought he was gonna figure that out when he said John.
What about
Carlo.
Mariano Rivera?
That's soccer?
That's one I thought you would have kind of known.
Some of these I don't even know. Who the hell is Paul Wesley?
Oh, I've heard that
Paul
name
Wesley?
before.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does, though.
Is he an actor as well?
Paul Wesley.
That sound familiar.
It does.
I feel like I've heard the name Paul Wesley before.
I can't believe I called Bill Bradley an actor. He gonna be mad at me.
Well, that's celebrity row. Big win for the Knicks. 43-6-6 for Jalen
Oh, I
Brunson.
got a good one for D Mills. Dave DeBusschere was there.
He was? Oh, shit. I did not know that. I didn't see him.
You know what it is?
Yeah, the rapper. Oh, that's Benny the Butcher.
That's Benny the Butcher.
You said Dave. I
You know
thought
who Dave the Butcher is?
Nah,
I mean, you got to
Is
get on
he
my
real?
team.
I don't actually know.
Serious?
Right there is not real.
The rapper?
I thought he said Benny the Butcher.
That boy said Dave.
My
And the
mind was-
Butcher. He didn't even say the Butcher. The Butcher.
That's
My
where your
ma-
mind
my
just trying to
mind-
put it together when you don't
said,
know.
"Oh."
Context clues.
My mind went to Benny the Butcher.
The Knicks won a game. Yeah, they got helped out again.
I wasn't even trying to set you up. I promise I was not trying to set you up like that. Oh, man. And I
might
don't
be
even
a
know if
rapper.
Dave the Butcher was there. But I wasn't trying to set
Imagine
you up.
Dave on the track.
Oh, man.
What could he possibly be
I
talking
was ready to
about?
dap him up. He said, yeah, I seen him. I was like, oh, okay, you know Dave. It was a nice rapper.
This Knicks win keeps getting me excited, though, because I thought they were going to end up losing this game the way the Pacers, they just looked comfortable out there. I think that's my key word in the playoffs is just uncomfortable. That's what you got to kind of make the teams to get them out their flow. And the Pacers look pretty comfortable out there to start with. And I thought that the adjustments was going to have to take some time from coming from Philly to Indiana. But the Knicks keep figuring out ways to win the game, and a lot of that is the rebounding and everything like that. But it's kind of amazing to watch.
I was trying to troll a little bit. I said that they had some help.
From the refs?
Yeah. No. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. What, he had 18, 19 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And it came down to the wire again. The Knicks still just continue to have these games that end up being 1 possession, 2 possession games, and
No
this is
more.
another one of them.
No more, please, this series.
Please keep going, because it's good hoops. It's fun hoops.
Um,
It's just cool to see a guy that is Mike's height take over a fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy
And he
to
be
me.
posting people up. Like that.
The
He get-
first
he
shot
get
of
it
the
all.
game was a turnaround, one-legged Dirk type fadeaway.
Yeah.
Cash.
There be certain times of the game where it's a little stressful. But, like, when we go into the fourth quarter and we were down 6, I think, because Hartenstein hit the half. Oh, no, that was halftime. We
Which
went
is a
into-
crazy shot that mattered a lot.
Yeah.
Can
yeah.
NBA players stop being afraid to take the half-court heave, please?
We went into the fourth quarter down 9, I believe. And I got in my car to come here at the start of the fourth. And, like, I wasn't really worried. I was kind of like, let's go. But, like, just the way Jalen Brunson attacks the game, whether we up 9 or down 9, it's so even-keeled, it's so steady that it keeps me as a fan, it keeps me, in a spot where I'm like, we good. You know what I mean? Obviously, you want to be winning. You don't want to be down 9. But there's never a time where I'm panicked or thinking, this is over,
You know
we're
what?
done. So
I think the same way in terms of, like, you could tell by their demeanor. And it was kind of how we touched on the Timberwolves, how, like, when they're up 30, like, they keep that same, we got to keep going. Even in the first round against Philly, the Knicks were down maybe 5-10 points, and it didn't matter how much time was left on. They were acting like the game was still in reach. They would never look defeated, and I think they did that the same way in this next round. And that's how you got to win with a lot of teams that have more talent than you.
I don't think the Pacers have more talent than us, but what I will say is their bench outplayed ours. And that's why I lay my hat on, because it's hard for me to think that can be replicated throughout the course of the series. And if it is, then Rick Carlisle going to have some tough decisions to make, because I think one of the best things for us is that the bench was killing, but they closed the game with the starters. And I was like, whew. Because T.J. McConnell coming off that pick and roll was so deadly for whatever reason. We was able to
throwing it down between the legs.
allow Haliburton to stay in check, but T.J. McConnell doing this thing, it was real crazy. Miles
T.J.
Turner's
McConnell
up.
has some
Miles Turner's been
games.
amazing.
He's
man.
all, I was watching him and thinking, when we do our center rankings, I'm going to probably have him an extra spot up than everybody else, because I'm just blown away.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, good win. We keep fighting. That boy Josh Hart don't get enough credit. He's going to go down in Knicks history. He's going to be that
He
guy
really
20
is.
years from now in 2K40, where they got this random.
Let's hope there's another person controlling basketball games by 2040.
He going to be 6'4", hustle rebound, Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Yeah.
Think about who is this dude, Josh Hart? I don't know, but his car go crazy. And I'll
Yeah,
be like,
when he's retired and he shows up to a random Knick game and they show him on the Jumbotron,
He's
it's
gonna
going
get
to
so
be
much
so
love.
much
In my
love.
team, though, they're going to have him with the A+3, though.
as they should.
He's shooting 100% from 3 this series.
Damn.
What, 1 for 1?
He been- Oh, okay. That was the only one he made? Damn. Okay.
Dante DiVincenzo had an amazing second
The
half.
whole Villanova crew had a great game.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
that
sure.
that little stretch he had when he hit that 3 and put us down by 1, the guard went,
If you were in the garden and Obi throws that dunk down, what is your reaction to it?
damn.
Okay.
You still got to go crazy.
Because they were booing it. They
I'm not going crazy, but I'm saying, damn.
Because that was like a ballsy thing to do.
It was, but it's Obi Toppin as well.
Because he missed one doing something similar last series, didn't he? I mean, it wasn't between the legs, but he tried to showboat on a breakaway and he missed the dunk.
I mean, I guess maybe he just got the green light from Rick Carlisle. Or maybe it's just like, if I fuck up, I know I'm finna sit down, so I might as well just try it.
When he hit that first corner shot, the commentator was like, he knows these rims well. Like,
no, I do that every time.
I saw his stats when he was a Knick.
Hey, that's my favorite line right there, bro.
That shot pissed me off, bro. Because why is Josh Hart flying over him like that? The contestant?
And he like short arm the three. I mean, maybe that's just his jump.
That's my favorite line is they know these rims, bro.
Yeah, whenever a former player's in the arena, they always got to use
yesterday when Denver was playing the Timberwolves and Monte Morris took a three, I'm like, and he missed it, but I was like, he know them rims. He's going there.
Shout out Monte. Pacers, though. Pacers, winnable game for them. It's got a sting to not get game one. Game number two is not going to be easier.
Slightly encouraging, knowing that Tyrese Haliburton didn't have his best game of the series.
Maybe that's why it's not encouraging.
I mean, that's why I said slightly. Okay. I mean, I think you can see it both ways, but at least you could say we was in the game. We didn't get our best game from our star, and we still was right there. But on the flip side, it's like, damn, bro, can you give us something in this big time moment when Jalen Brunson giving us 43? We just needed something from you.
I thought the counter was just basically the bench. You know, obviously Tyrese didn't score and they're gonna need him to, but the bench was just too amazing.
Yeah,
like they outscored the Knicks bench by like 30 plus.
Yeah, you can't rely on your bench when it comes playoff time. You have to kind of like take what you get from them, and then your stars have to carry you pretty much. Like you gotta have those big star moments in these type of games, and whatever you get from your bench, it's supposed to be the icing on the cake. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
I agree.
So it'll be interesting to see the rest.
But this is TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin. This is their second or third big game as a duo in the playoffs. So like they can't.
Don't forget Isaiah Jackson.
Oh yeah, Isaiah Jackson.
Yeah, after he missed the first layup of the game, he was great.
I don't think he had a good series against the Bucks though. I don't.
No, he scored in this game.
In this game
he outscored his entire series against the Bucks.
Yeah,
and that was when he hit 8 points. He did that.
You crazy?
That was legit. What it was?
For real? Okay.
Yeah. Well, they said he scored 8 points in the last series. He already had 8 that night.
Yeah.
Somebody took that over at 2.5. When we come back from our break, we're gonna try to rank the top 10 players of the 2024 playoffs so far. Stay tuned.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
These are my favorite kind of rankings because we kind of eliminate everything else this player has ever done. I don't care if you were the MVP this season, Nikola. You're not number one in the playoffs.
No.
So let's talk about the number one spot because I think there's 2 players that deserve to be in conversation for the best player in the playoffs so far.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is one of them, and Jalen Brunson is the other one. It's a 1-2. How are we feeling? Who should be 1? Who should be 2?
It's crazy conversation because Jalen Brunson has played more games.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards. I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards.
Undefeated.
Yes, he hasn't lost. Boom.
Yeah, I think that's like the one thing that's giving him the edge for me.
I also think that the defense.
Yeah, the defensive impact. Yeah.
All right, that's easy. I thought it would be more.
I think Brunson would probably fall right to number 2. I think the undefeated thing. If it was more like they both have only lost like 2 games or whatever, it would have been a little bit more conversation. But being undefeated in the playoffs at this point so far, it's pretty impressive. Especially talking about them going against Phoenix and going against the Nuggets. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
So that's our 1-2. Number 3 spot. Here are some candidates. I'm just throwing names out. You know what I'm saying? These just the people that have scored a bunch of points. Joel Embiid. I know he's at home, but Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, Paolo Banchero.
I think Anthony Davis.
I think that's our
Anthony
Davis
has a case of being the 3rd best player as well. What he was doing. I know he had some 4th quarter stinkers, but Anthony Davis had some very good basketball when he was playing.
I think Shai is an underrated name to throw in there. His team really came out and handled business, and they really got to their element when he started to take over games. Game 2 and the rest of the way through when he came out and was like, even game 1. When game 1 was tidy, down that stretch, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander turned into an MVP caliber player with the and-1 shot, the timely buckets, the big mid-range shot that he hit. I know it hasn't been all close. It hasn't been sexy. It's been a little boring because they got out of the way with them. But still, I think that's also to be said. He is also undefeated. His team also handled their business, and that deserves credit and attention as well. So I I'll throw my bid at Shea. Anthony Davis is a very good candidate.
Yeah, I'm
for
not
this
mad
spot.
at the Anthony Davis one.
I'm not surprised by that.
I mean, he was amazing in the postseason. Obviously, we didn't pull out the season, but he was dropping like 30 and 20.
Was he better than Jokic?
No. Not in that.
I thought he was honestly like on the
I
same
think they
par
were
as
toe to
him.
toe. Yeah, they were
I
right
thought
there.
Jamal Murray, MPJ, and the others made the difference, but in terms of just one-on-one, they were both going at each other.
Okay. Well, do we have 4 different players? Because I
Who
think
was your fourth?
Jokic. Jokic.
Oh, yours is Jokic.
Yeah.
Damn. That
Well,
is
if they two go on Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis.
Oh, you went Anthony Davis too?
Yeah, I had said
Okay, so
Anthony.
Anthony Davis is our 3. Anthony Davis is our 3.
I
So
wouldn't be mad at Jokic at number 4.
the conversation is Jokic or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at
Luka.
4, or Luka, who still averaged, let me see what these stats are, 27, 9.5, and 9.
on a series that people said is a down series.
It was
for
a
him.
down series
It's
for
20.
him.
It's almost down there, a 27-point triple double.
So 20, no, it's almost a 30-point triple-double. So obviously he needs to be in this conversation too. But which route should we even go?
I think Jokic. Jokic.
Yeah, I would go Jokic next. Then I would probably
So
Put
it's
Shai.
Shea versus Luka then.
Yeah, I would probably go Shea.
Damn. Luka gonna end up at number 5?
No, it's like number 6.
he's
ain't it?
gonna be like number 6 or 7 for Luka.
That feels way too
'Cause
low.
we got-
I know he's only shot
Yeah.
40%, but again,
Ant-Man,
Yeah.
Brunson, Anthony Davis.
Joel.
No.
Was-
oh
was-
my
no,
God,
no,
we
no,
ain't
it
mentioned Joel yet. No,
Anthony
we gotta
Davis,
take a step back.
Jokic.
Oh yeah,
We have to take a step back. Joel Embiid was incredible. He had some fourth quarter stinkers, but
some.
The 50-point
Two, he
game
had
was
two.
amazing.
he had 2 fourth quarter stinkers. But he played phenomenal. Even in the one
Yeah,
fourth
he
quarter
did.
stinker in game number 5, the overtime came in. He made 3 back-to-back great defensive stops.
And that one third quarter stretch that he had, where he had scored, where he was hitting all those threes, and
Yeah, we have to take a step back. The definite top 2, and then y'all say Anthony Davis is 3.
Edwards, Brunson, Anthony Davis. That's the 3.
That's 3.
was Joel better than Anthony Davis?
No. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not going to say.
I'm gonna say yes. Anthony Davis did the same
think-
shit. He had 2 games where he didn't score in the
going
fourth
Anthony
quarter.
I think
No.
Joel,
He had 2 games where he didn't get the ball. Joel Embiid was not scoring with the shots.
I think Joel had a better playoff run than Anthony Davis.
I agree with you.
Anthony Davis taking one shot is just like, what the hell was y'all doing? But
He was also doing
I
that
mean,
shit
that's
hurt.
Anthony Davis. I'm not giving him that. I'm not giving him that. He can go get the damn ball if he
I
wanted.
agree with that.
That's not an excuse.
They was talking about that during the broadcast. It was like, they was like, you already know Anthony Davis is not going to be that dude that demands the ball. But as a team, you got to know, give it to him.
yeah,
So, yeah.
I would take what Mike said. I'm not saying it's all off of Anthony Davis, but somebody not getting shots and somebody doinking.
As a dude that's supposed to take the reins of the team, you're not taking shots. That's your fault.
I'm so
That's
sick of the
his
reins
fault.
of the
Yeah,
team
he's
thing,
not
bro.
doing it, Derek.
But
That
that's
shit is
still
not
4
doing
years,
it.
3 years too old.
That's how he wasn't taking shots.
This is how you got into the Tobias Harris territory. You're asking for some shit that we've seen
No,
for
because
years,
he
and you're
did
still
it through the
asking
first
that.
3 quarters. He was getting the ball and he was being dominant.
He was,
He-
but I'm talking about the range shit. Get it out of your head that he's taking the reins.
He
LeBron
still
James
was
is
their best player on the
LeBron
team.
James is 40.
He was still
and
the
is
best
still
player on the team, so-
carrying that team.
He was the best player on that team, and he's still,
Nobody is arguing that, but
So
the
he's
reins,
pretty much taking the reins of the team.
that one series does not take
He
the
did
reins.
it throughout the whole regular season. He was their best player.
I agree with
all
that.
year.
LeBron, that team goes to LeBron James.
I think that team goes as far as Anthony Davis could take them, and I feel like those fourth quarter losses
I agree.
were on him.
I agree with that, but he's not taking them because he still plays second fiddle to LeBron. You're making my point. That's what me and Mike are saying. I agree. I do think Anthony Davis should have taken the reins, but because he hasn't, the team only goes this far. We've been saying this for years. How many years are we gonna continue to say it?
I feel like he did.
The whole setup was LeBron passed the torch.
I think
we
the
haven't
torch
really
was
seen.
passed.
I haven't seen it. I haven't
Who do you
seen it.
think was the better player since you're the
I
guy that
think
watched 82 games?
Anthony Davis. He was the better player, but I think it's also because, like, LeBron also, he kind of enables it, you know? It's like, if he was just demanding the ball every time, I think he would probably be averaging like 40-something. But there's a lot of times where he does, like, he's just not as aggressive as you want him to be, and it's like, okay, now I see you can't really be the consistent number one in and
Do you
out.
think the torch has been passed and the
No.
reins is taken?
No, I think they
Somebody
do it.
has to grab the torch for it to be passed. And I feel like Anthony Davis is just kind of okay with not letting it
Yeah.
happen.
And
He's
I think
okay
that's
with it
fine.
being 1A, 1B.
And I think that's fine, too. And
I don't think. I, mean, you
think
guys
that's
got to
fine.
eliminate in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think that's fine.
You make I don't think it's fine either if your goal is to win a championship. I mean,
Yeah.
LeBron's about to be 40. At this point, you want Anthony Davis to be like, okay, Bron, you can average your, because LeBron still averages, 26, 27 points. You can do that, but I am the guy.
Bingo.
Yeah, when it comes to this fourth quarter,
comes around.
I'm taking the ball.
Yeah,
and we
and
going
y'all
through
not
me.
wrong because probably if he would have done that, in
Rui
those
should
fourth
not
quarters,
average more shots than him in the fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
yeah. If he probably takes over in the fourth quarters, it's a little different. But I still think it's a lot of those other guys that got to contribute.
That's why I was in the
Yeah.
middle of it. I don't think Anthony Davis has took over the reins. I think he should have, and I think he should have the torch. But I also say because he is playing off of whatever, then at the same time, it's like, yeah, you need to go demand the basketball. But also, yeah, hold up. If you ain't passing on the torch, you at least have to be aware enough to say you can't shoot less shots than Rui in the fourth quarter or Austin Reeves in the fourth quarter. That don't make sense to me. So it's like juggling a little bit. It's not all on him, but it's definitely on him. But then it's definitely like if LeBron going to continue to have everything run through him, he at least have to be aware enough to say Anthony Davis got one shot. That's what I walked in. That's the first thing I said to you yesterday. Hey, Mike, you playing point guard in pro-am, that's fine. But if I'm one of the top 2 scorers in our first 2 wins, don't have me.
Quick tangent.
The game 7, I get 4 shots. You got to look at the scoreboard and say, oh, damn, one of my top scorers only shot the ball 4 times? Hey, man, y'all set this down screen for him, these next 2 players. We finna get bro involved. You mean that's what you do.
I wasn't checking the stats. Quick tangent.
I can't tell.
Quick
when you watch a stream, that's all you do is press pause, look at the stat sheet every 2 seconds.
He do look at the stats.
Yeah. Not he wasn't looking at
I
it.
was looking at this Josh Smith build.
No, we're not doing. Let's get back to what we're talking about. The conversation originated was who had the better playoff run. Was it AD in his series or was it Joel Embiid?
I would
in
go
his
Joel.
series?
Actually.
I would go Joel Embiid.
I'm throwing AD.
You can go Joel.
Okay. So does that mean Joel Embiid is number?
Yeah, Joel is actually
He would be
3.
number 3.
Yeah.
He would be number 3. So does that mean Anthony Davis just slides down to 4 and we keep it uniform, or we have conversations?
Go with Jokic. Had a conversation with Jokic.
I already had
I think
Jokic
it was
as my
pretty
pick.
even keel with it. I don't think you can go wrong either way.
Yeah, I mean, we can go Jokic. I'm not against Jokic being there.
Somebody be affirmative. Somebody say no. I want this player to be here.
I mean, right
And
now,
let's argue.
I think right now it's just so close between those two. It's hard to really have a definitive argument of which one you would rather have.
Yeah, because
I will
Jokic
go
basically
Jokic
has
because
that
Jokic
series.
closed out the series.
Yes. He has that series, and then these first 2 games, he had the 30.9-9 in game number 1 versus the Wolves, and then game number 2, he was 13 points or something crazy
No, he had
like
16 and 16.
He did have 16.
that. So are we going Jokic 4?
I think we go Jokic.
And then AD 5?
So he just went from 3 to 5 and we just ranked
That's
him.
how much
Well,
talent we
that's
got though.
that's because we snoozed on how great Joel
No,
was.
even without Joel, it was at
You was
the
talking about
Jokic.
Shea Lucas still.
and Jokic. So he went from 3 to 5. We didn't forget about Jokic.
Yeah.
So I don't know what our list is doing right now.
Well, we got the next spots. That's where Luka and
And Shea
Shea.
will be.
So Luka is going to end up.
Yeah, I think you go Luka then Shea.
Luka then Shea. Okay. Is that just uniform? No conversation. It's just that.
Any
I mean,
objections?
it's a conversation to be
I mean,
had.
yeah. I think the one thing Shea has is that he did sweep his series, but I would say Luka also has the fact that he went against a better team, tougher team. So that's probably why I would lean towards putting Luka at a higher spot than Shea.
Okay.
We got to revisit it after the series.
No, we don't. Because I want to say again, this is based on what we have right now.
Yeah.
Don't come back in the final and say, "Oh my God, this guy was so low on the list, and look what he did." That's not what this shit is
You know
about.
they gonna do
there's no
that, KG.
I know they will,
There's
but
no
I'm
projecting
just saying
involved
it
in
again.
this list,
Yeah,
right?
not
Where's
even a
Karl
little
Anthony
bit.
Towns for y'all?
Here's some other names that we need to consider. And again, this is just I'm just going in an order that I have it. Okay. Tyrese Maxey, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Paolo Banchero, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I don't
Darrick
know how
White.
to do this list because there was some parts of me that felt like Maxey was the Sixers' best player in that series.
I was gonna say I was waiting for
And
Maxey.
Joel
I was like,
Embiid
I
is
feel like
number
he
3.
got to be on
So
this
it's
list.
like, what are we?
That
should be on the
48
list.
point,
What-
that
Tyrese
48
Maxey
point
has to be
game
on
was
this
very
list.
impressive.
Yeah, what's
for
going
Maxey.
on? What's going on?
Wait, what do you mean? I feel like our list is falling in line pretty decently.
I think so too.
Do you see an issue with the list?
Yeah,
What's the issue?
Tyrese Maxey is just low. I just said there was times and conversations, and Mike just agreed where it felt like Maxey was the best player for their team.
But I feel like
And now
Shea
he coming up.
Shea and Luka was.
I'm not arguing against that, Darrick.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the fact that Tyrese
Joel
Maxey
Embiid is so high when Tyrese Maxey was
is a wide
outplaying him
discrepancy.
sometimes.
That's
Which I
all.
get that
It's
too.
not to say that we got to redo the whole list. It's just I'm just giving my intake on it, brother.
Tyrese Maxey or Donovan Mitchell.
Maxey.
Okay. This is the way I'm.
That boom right there. I feel like Tyrese Maxey is a lot closer to the previous names than Donovan Mitchell, and that's no slight at Donovan Mitchell. Tyrese Maxey is that, and that's really my point. Tyrese Maxey, I just feel like had an incredible series, man. An incredible series. I legitimately having a team that went against them. He was the one that I was just like, don't get him. Don't get him going, man.
So I think this is probably the best way to tackle it, right? I'm going to say player versus player, and then the player that wins, we move on to the next player, and then we just keep it going until we have. So we said Tyrese Maxey.
Can we redo our list, though? Because I do want to make sure.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is 1.
Jalen Brunson.
Number 2.
Joel Embiid.
Number 3.
Anthony Davis.
No,
what was it? Oh, Jokic.
Jokic.
Anthony Davis.
Yep.
Stop. Tyrese Maxey deserves to be in the conversation
Over Luka.
Not over them, but just we didn't have him in that conversation. We just made it 2 guys. This is just for the playoffs. I know it's like, oh my gosh, Luka Doncic.
No,
just for the playoffs.
We're not
just for the playoffs.
Just for the playoffs.
Maxey's definitely in that conversation with them.
I agree.
I think he's in the conversation, but
I think the list can still end up the same, but he could just be moved into the conversation.
Yeah, I would say those other dudes. I know Maxey had one hell of a series. They didn't have another like guy like a Joel to take the pressure off of them. They had to go out there and do it at a high rate consistently.
Well, Kyrie got Luka. I mean, he's not Joel Embiid, but they have somebody.
Yeah, I know, but Joel's an MVP caliber player. Maxey's the number 2 naturally. Those 2 guys, they had to go out there and be the number 1 option and get the best of
Maxey won them games though.
Maxey did. So did
Joel Embiid did too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to say they playing off of each other. Is my point. I can't just take away the discredit from Maxey because I saw him win them games. That one that they won. What game is that? In
Game
New York?
3.
Game 5 or when they
Joel
Game 5.
Embiid was losing that game.
Yes, he was.
He was giving the Knicks the ball. In every error he made, Maxey cleared it up. So it's like Maxey was winning games too. You know what I'm saying? It's like it ain't all like they got Joel Embiid and he was just getting in where he fit in.
The games where Kyrie wasn't really scoring the ball, Luka was doing his thing. He was carrying off.
He was. Luka also went up there and said, "I need to do more for Kyrie Irving."
Yeah, that was the game that they lost, but Kyrie went supernova.
Give me I'm throwing my bid in for y'all could take whoever. I'm throwing my bid in and showing my love to Maxey
Over Luka and Shea. Thoughts?
I'm staying with Luka.
The moments also stand out for me. I think that's the big thing in the playoffs. Moments.
He also makes me consider just moving Luka and Shea up and dropping Joel down to put him next to Maxey.
We can. It's our list. Let's have a conversation. I mean, nothing is set in stone. It's a podcast. We got all day.
That was the thing that popped it up in my brain. As somebody who was invested as much as I was, I did walk out and say, man, Tyrese Maxey played like, I know he's not, but he played like their best player because he was super consistent. And in those fourth quarters, he gave them a lot of that lift that they needed in a lot of those games. Obviously, Joel Embiid is their best player, but that's why when we had him at 3 and then we got to Maxey at the bottom, I'm like, hold up. I got to rethink about everything.
Be against moving Shea down and putting Maxey right below Luka.
I'm also not saying this for anybody else to change their thing, but when KB was saying,
working as a collective.
So
what we know for sure is our 1 and 2.
If you want arguments, the player I'm going to bat for is Tyrese Maxey.
You want Tyrese Maxey to be at 3? Is that where you want him?
If that's how y'all want to get down,
because he's got to find a spot too. Like we can say that he should be up there, which he should, but we got to find the place that he fits.
I also want to get the definites on Tyrese Maxey.
Like his stats?
AD or Tyrese Maxey?
I think
I'll go
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm saying is that the big man, it's kind of hard.
Because you got 2 sides of the floor. Anthony Davis was dominant defensively.
On both,
and then Joel Embiid was dominant defensively too.
He was.
So it's a little tougher for the smaller guards to compete here.
But also why this man gave us 37 and 5.
Offensively, he was amazing. Defensively, Tyrese Maxey, even when he was switched on to Brunson, he gave it his all.
He competes.
48,
but he has limitations.
I thought it was funny too when they try to trap him sometimes out of a pick and roll, but he just sped it up and they just couldn't contain him.
I think he would even be better if they just had another guy. Because the non-Joel minutes, you have the Tyrese Maxey minutes, and it's just like it's him versus 5 people in a lot of cases. It's like, damn, if I had one person to alleviate some pressure, I'd be looking even better than what I already look.
So how are we doing our list?
So the counting stats, and I know that's not what we're necessarily doing today. Tyrese Maxey, I'll round up for him, is 30 points per game in the playoffs, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Joel Embiid was 33 points per game, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. And then Luka.
How many turnovers Embiid had?
Embiid averaged 4.2 turnovers per.
Maxey 2.2.
2.2. So where we're at? We're at a crossroads.
And you didn't read Lucas though. My fault.
Oh, Luka was, I think I read it earlier.
You said it was 27, 9, and 9.
Right.
No, rounding up, it's 29.8. So 30, 9.5, and 9.
Yeah.
Luka did have that moment. We hit that step back and he yelled at the crowd.
Yeah.
Like
And he
that's-
had that moment where he was, I don't know how much we think about it now, seeing the Kawhi's knee, but he had the moment where he was guarding Kawhi, and then it was a part where Harden, Paul, and Kawhi was like 0 of 11, 0 of 12 against him guarded.
Yeah.
To me, that's another thing with those moments. Like, playoffs are about moments. Tyrese Maxey hitting that shot from the logo that's in overtime, that's a moment.
Yes, it is.
That's a moment. As good as Shea was, you play against the Pelicans, you don't necessarily have moments. Like, that's a moment, bro. That is, like, Knicks fans, that's forever engraved in our brains of thinking that you could potentially lose the series on that shot. That is a moment. A 4-point play when your team is down, that's a moment. That's why I'm going to bat for Tyreek, because, like, he got the stats.
He did have
They
that
had
4-point
wins,
play.
and he had moments where it's like, oh, shit, that's forever ingrained in the culture of basketball. When you talk about that series against those two teams, one of the greatest series, first-round series ever, I heard you saying, you're going to think about that shot first. The Knicks won, and you're going to have your moments, too, the DiVincenzo shot and all of that, but that's the shot that's forever ingrained in my series.
the score margin was
one.
1 point. It was a 6-game series. The
Yeah.
Knicks won that series by 1 total point. That is
Every
wild
game
to
came
me.
down
Just
to
grind it out.
Let's grind it out.
And the biggest shot we think about is potentially the person who lost. But yeah.
Maxey definitely could be top 5. I wouldn't be against that.
Okay, so who are we sliding out of the top 5?
I just
you
think
said
Luka,
Shea, right?
I think Luka and Shea will slide down.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah.
So it would be, how would that work? So would we have
Joel, Jokic, and then
We have
Maxey.
Ant Brunson, Joel, AD, Jokic.
No, we had Jokic in front of AD.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And then we will go Maxey, Luka, Shea.
So now Luka and Shea is crazy low.
I would.
Somebody got to be low.
Yeah, yeah. It's top 10 of
Yeah.
the best players in the world. You know,
Touche.
so it's still like you in the
Touche.
top 10.
We
Like,
ain't
I'm
even
not
talking about
against
Paolo Banchero yet.
I think I would argue for Luka over Maxey.
I wouldn't be
But
against it either.
Maxey over Shea. I think.
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
I thought I was saying the same
that's
thing
kinda
with
how
Maxey
I
over
was at
Shea.
first, too. Yeah, let's do that. I
Okay.
think that makes the perfect list.
if we saying that, we're locking it in.
We're
We're
locking
not
it
going
in.
back
So
up.
what is this list gonna look
So
like?
it's going to be Ant. It's going to be JB. It's going to be who was next? Was it Joel next?
Yeah,
It was Joel.
Joel, then AD,
AD.
then Yoke, then Luke, then Maxey,
then Shea.
then Shea. How many people is that?
Does that-
I got 7.
You got 7. So we got 3 spots left for the
So
remaining.
Maxey is 6? Or is he 5?
He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's number
7.
6.
8. Wait, what?
Oh, you have 8
1,
names. I think
2,
I
3.
heard 8, but he
Yeah.
said 7. It's 8 or 7?
Yes, Maxey is 7.
He's at number 7.
Oh,
Okay, so it's
yeah,
8 names. We got
man.
2 left.
Okay.
Maxey,
But
Maxey,
just being in the top 10 itself
I
is
think he
just
should be 3, damn it. I'm going to say it.
next batch of guys that we need to have a conversation about. Donovan Mitchell, Paolo Banchero, Kyrie Irving,
Derrick White.
White, Karl Anthony Towns,
Derrick White not making it.
Pascal
Derrick White not
Siakam.
making it. Derrick White not making it.
Bro, Derrick White averaged a smooth 22 on 60-50 splits.
That was just the Heat, though. I think that matters.
Why?
Because the Heat, they suck.
Dang.
He said they just suck.
They suck.
Don't let Smalls get to you, know.
I think he don't make it because there's no way I'm having this list and Paolo Banchero in his second
Yeah.
year isn't on it.
Paulo had a phenomenal
I was
series.
thinking the names is probably between Donovan, Paulo, and then you had said one more name.
Kyrie was on
Kyrie.
Kyrie defensively was so
Yeah.
damn good that series. It's kind of hard to overlook that.
Donovan Mitchell had to put his cape on. He
did.
was scoring half of the team points.
He had
like,
he literally, in that game in Orlando, he literally scored all fourth quarter points.
that's who they played all the games.
So it's looking
No,
like
I'm
Donovan
just-
Mitchell, Paulo.
I wouldn't be Donovan Mitchell. We could easily I think we could end this as Donovan and Paulo.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have an argument for Derrick White, even though I want him in the list. Just
I
because
just
I'm
don't think
mad Josh Hart
yeah.
can't make it in there.
I know when we first started at number 1, I was like, "There's got to be a way to get Josh Hart in here." But then as the list kept going, I'm just like,
No, there's just no way.
"There's no way Josh Hart can get in there."
So that's our list.
Shit, I mean, it is. I'll take Josh Hart over Donovan Mitchell. No, I'm just playing. I think that's our list, man.
All right, so let's compare it to ESPN's exact list.
Okay.
They had Jokic 1.
Why?
But their list is like 3 days before ours.
Okay.
So this is before basically the second round started for them.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards is number 2. Bron was 3.
Okay. Bron did not make our top 10.
We didn't even bring him up.
We
Huh?
didn't bring him up. Kyrie Irving was 4. So I think
Kyrie
it's
didn't.
fair.
Brian was hooping.
He
Brian
was. Yeah, I
hooping.
wouldn't
He
take
did,
that away
yeah.
from him.
He had that fourth quarter, he literally scoring every point.
Joel
Are we-
Embiid. I'm sorry. Darrick White was 5.
Are we wrong for not having LeBron on this list?
We can talk about it. Bron in this series averaged 28
It's so tough
points
to
per
have
game.
these guys that
I think LeBron.
9
at
assists.
home.
I just
7
don't want to take Paolo off.
But-
let's take Donovan off, put LeBron though.
That's crazy. Donovan had a 50 piece and then a 40 piece when they were down by 18 in the game 7. They were down by 18 in game 7.
They put themselves in this spot.
No, they
You
were
gotta
down by
remember.
18 in a game 7. The most anybody has ever come back
Brian
from a game
averaged
7.
28, 9, and 7.
What
with
is his
2.5
numbers compared to Paolo?
steals,
I'm
man.
And he had like a game where he had 12 assists.
He shot 56%
Paolo
from the field.
averaged 21 points per game.
Oh.
He averaged on 21 points per game. For real?
20. I'm sorry. I was looking at his 3-point percentage.
No, I was about to say he literally had like multiple 30-point games.
Yeah,
I'm so
I'm saying,
sorry.
no
I
way
am
in
so
hell.
sorry. He averaged 27 points per game, 9 rebounds, and his assists were 4 assists.
21% that's what I imagine like our homie John would shoot if he was like keeping track of.
He
John
didn't shoot
stats.
that. That's
my
a
mistake. That's his field goal attempts. That's his field
He
goal
shot
attempts.
40% from 3.
He shot 40%
Oh.
from 3. I'm sorry.
He just
I'm
all
sorry.
over the place with
I'm
the
sorry.
stat.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's numbers.
It's not okay.
Y'all know how numbers are.
It's not okay.
I corrected it. I corrected it.
I'm just playing.
So Paolo versus Bron for the
Now
last
let's do our
spot.
new remix. Top 10 worst players of the playoffs. And they had to play 20 minutes
Hey,
or more.
I have the answers for that.
Come on.
Hold on. I have the answers for that. Just give me a split second. Just fill this time.
But they had to have played 20 minutes or more,
Yeah.
right? We don't want
Sure.
to hear nobody that played 12 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's
Talking
fine.
about, man, Buddy Hield ain't do nothing in them 2 minutes Nick Nurse played him.
But
I
Buddy
mean,
Hield had his
shit,
revenge-
Tobias
his
Harris
resurgence
definitely gotta
game.
be up
Oh,
there. Yeah,
Tobias
all
would be
that.
number 1.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
All right.
Where's
He
it?
would
at?
I'm sorry, Tobias. This wasn't a setup for you. I wasn't thinking this all the way through, Tobias.
Hold on, bro. 'cause I
My
was just
favorite
looking at
Nick
this
of
last
all
night.
time. I gotta
Yo.
protect
there
him.
it is.
Yeah.
Gotta protect the
He
favorite
definitely-
Nick of all
He
time.
definitely was a Nick that series.
Yeah, man.
All right, so this is a thing called, this is from Crafted NBA.
Okay,
Where
sure.
it looks at what you did in a regular season versus what you did in the postseason.
Okay.
And you said the minimum should be how many minutes per
20
game?
minutes.
20
least
minutes
20.
per game. Okay. So the worst player in the playoffs, only comparing them to their regular season version,
Is it Haliburton?
Isaac Okoro.
Okay.
Bro, he's afraid to look at the basket.
Isaac Okoro
Okay.
was number 1.
That makes sense.
Number 2 on the list, you said at least 20 minutes per. Karis LeVert, but he did have a crazy game 7, and they needed that. So we'll give him a pass. Number 3, Gary Harris. Number 4, Royce O'Neal. Number 5, Rui Hachimura. And
Makes
then you
sense.
get number 6, Tobias Harris.
Okay.
Number 7, Wendell Carter. Number 8, Tyler Herro. Number 9, D'Angelo Russell. And number 10, Brandon Ingram. And number 11, that's where Tyrese
Yeah,
Haliburton
2
was.
Lakers
Okay.
on now.
I did not like the playoffs that Wendell Carter had. His shot selection was, oh my
He
god.
had 2, and then he thought he was Larry
Bro.
Bird.
It was like he missed so many extra passes by just taking a shot. I'm like, what the hell are
Lou
you
Dort
doing?
really did do that to Brandon Ingram.
He did.
That's actually pretty impressive to have him look like a top 10 worst player in the playoffs. That's pretty damn good.
Now, that's just counter stats. If y'all want the advanced stats, I got that too.
Come on.
The worst player in the playoffs, according to advanced stats, and I don't even want to say this, Trey Murphy III.
Oh, really?
What?
Number 2 on the list, CJ McCollum.
So the Pelicans just about to pile up.
No,
here.
that's all for the
Oh,
Pelicans.
okay.
Then you got D'Angelo Russell. OG Anunoby's here.
Talk about line draft
Really?
3-point shots.
OG got his own green release. Do y'all see when he shooting? He like
Yeah.
he started
The
jumping.
little bouncy bounce.
Yeah.
Can y'all name me, since we're here, the 10 players that are playing significantly better in the playoffs than they did in the regular season?
Darrick White.
Darrick White is not in the top 10. He was just this nice offseason long, apparently.
Significantly better.
Jaden McDaniels.
No, he's not in the top 10. He's in the
I
top
feel like
15, though.
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart's number 2.
Yeah.
Josh Hart's number 2.
Brunson.
Jalen Brunson, nah, he's just been like this, Millie.
But he just had 4 40-point games. I thought for sure it would have jumped him up.
All of these names are very gettable,
TJ
except for
McConnell.
probably one. TJ McConnell's not in the top 10.
Obi Toppin then.
Obi Top is not in the top 10. He's number 14.
Are they all still playing?
1, 2, 3, 4. No.
No.
The top 4 are still playing.
Nas Reed.
Not Nas.
Damn.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is number 4.
Oh.
Anthony Edwards is number 4.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Not Karl Anthony Towns.
Rudy. No.
No.
He was
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley's not in the top 10. Come on.
Nikhil Alexander Walker.
Nope.
I just said that.
Oh, you did?
Y'all got this though. Just think about players. We've actually mentioned this first player on the show. Like, damn, he's having a great playoff run right now. He's number 1.
Tyrese Maxey.
Not Tyrese Maxey.
Is he a Nick?
Wait, who were you about to say?
I was about to say Josh Hart.
Josh Hart's number 2.
We did that. I know. That's why I didn't say it.
But the guy number
Paolo
1.
Banchero?
Nope. Still in the playoffs. Pierre said he said something about this guy when we do our rankings. This guy's
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner is number 1.
Miles Turner.
That's crazy.
His teammate is number 3.
Siakam?
Nope.
Haliburton?
Nope.
Ben Shepherd.
Nope.
TJ McConnell.
Nope.
Ben Shepherd was a good guess for this.
Andrew Nembhard.
Andrew Nembhard is number 3.
Oh, my young boy, Nembhard.
Number 5, and this is advanced stats, so this is what makes it weird, was Franz Wagner, who I thought wasn't very. He was good in his home games. He was terrible on the road. Then you got Kyle Lowry,
He was pressing.
Josh Green, Michael Porter Jr., Maxi Kleber,
MPJ is the one we should have.
and Lou Dort.
Oh, Lou Dort. Yeah.
Now, those are the advanced stats. Traditional stats have Josh Hart number 1, Patrick Beverly number 2, which makes sense. He started
Double-double.
and then ended up getting a double-double. Anthony Edwards, DeLon Wright, LeBron James, Nembhard, Michael Porter Jr., Chris Middleton, Nikola Jokic, and Darrick White.
No,
Look at Jokic.
I was looking for Jaime or Jovic to pop up on one of these.
Yes. So, but hey, what's our list again? Were we arguing LeBron versus
we were
Paolo?
Yeah, we were.
I'm putting Paolo in. Year 2. 7 games.
Yeah, I was amazed at how he was.
Yeah, it's not like
a
we had to
first
have that
time
same
in the
exact
playoffs.
list of ESPN. It was just interesting to see what we valued compared to what they valued.
Yeah, because
And I think also you have to have a list with LeBron on it to get the LeBron fans to come watch it, click it.
Well, they wouldn't, or they would click it because they didn't see him up there.
Oh, that's true.
his advanced stats are actually incredible. I'm
LeBron?
reading this article right now. Yeah, 43.7% true shooting. His BPM was 1.7. His PER was 1.5. A Raptor
What's
1.2.
BPM, Derek?
I don't know.
What's BPM, Mike?
Beats per minute.
Yes, if you're a doctor, maybe. What the hell would the context of that be in basketball?
I just thought that was what BPM stood
Blocks plus minus.
Talking about some damn beats. What would LeBron James' heart rate have to do with this damn article, Mike? And his win shares was
Beats per minute is
0.8.
also like
like
producer.
for tracks. Yeah.
So he definitely got a conversation. But
It's our list,
we can't have 2 eliminated teams have top 10 players.
That's all I'm saying.
We already got Maxey and Joel.
Yeah, we gotta honor winning somehow.
Right.
It just
At
don't
least
come-
Paolo went
Where's
7.
the pacer? Where's Miles Turner on this list? It's kind of crazy that the Celtics won their series without Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown even being in the conversation
Yeah.
for this top 10 list. It's just like, maybe Darrick
Derek
White.
White could have made that shit.
That's kind of it. It.
What was the rest of the ESPN list?
The rest of the list.
You were at LeBron. I think it was at 4.
So it was Jokic, Ant-Man, LeBron, Kyrie, Darrick White, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, J-Dub, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Michael Porter Jr. That was their top 10.
No Maxey.
So no Maxey, no Luka, no Gobert,
No Brunson.
no Brunson, no
What?
Siakam, no Cat.
How does Brunson not make a top 10 playoff list?
I'm not sure
Them
how.
first 2 games really tainted.
Yeah, this might legitimately be advanced stats oriented because, like I
Oh.
mentioned when I was talking about LeBron, his whole excerpt was about his advanced stats. So maybe those first 2 games for Brunson really made him tank a little bit. And Nikola Jokic is advanced stats darling, so it kind of would make sense if he's number 1 because the advanced stats are always going to favor him. Shout out to J-Dub. He in the top 10 on this list.
Yeah, it has
You
to
could
be
hit the
advanced
bark
stats.
for us?
If
No.
J-Dub, I mean,
Yeah.
If they win the championship, I'll come on podcast and bark for you.
bark. Oh, for the okay.
That's the second thing I said. Like I said, if the Cavaliers win their series versus the Celtics, I'll come out with a
full Cavaliers gear.
like I'm on the team. type.
Yeah.
I might even get a
What
damn
jersey?
warm up.
What jersey would you wear?
He got to get the custom.
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson?
Get the Corver.
I'm also on PEDs. The Cal Corver. No, it's got to be somebody on the
Get the
team.
Darren Williams Cavs jersey, bro.
It's got to be somebody on the team. I get the Dwayne Wade one. Who on the team? The easy was just, Donovan Mitchell is a cool guy. That's
I
kinda
mean, I
boring.
can see with a Mobley.
I have a signed Evan Mobley
I
jersey.
was
in my
gonna say
basement.
I could see with an Evan Mobley
I
jersey.
would just wear that probably, so I don't have to.
But
spend
you
on
got to
too
get
much.
the the shorts.
The shorts
though.
to match it.
Yeah.
And I think it's from 2 years ago, so I don't even know if I can find those shorts.
You probably could.
Either way, that's our top 10 list, man. That's our top 10 list. Any other thing around the association that y'all want to get on?
The Jimmy Butler Miami Heat stuff.
Jimmy Butler Miami Heat stuff is very interesting.
Talk to me about it.
I mean, it's just interesting to see Pat Riley come out and like hold him and Tyler Herro accountable. I mean, I think it just kind of just shows what the organization is about. And like Pat Riley saying, hey, if you went on the court, you ain't got no business talking. You need to shut your mouth. That's just so bold to see from a front office guy to say on a public platform. Like if he told him that in private, whatever. But like for him to say it in public, it's like, damn, he really serious.
My takeaways from it was what the Jimmy Butler and Tyler Herro thing specifically is. The Jimmy, I did felt like he was a little irritated, and you do get the sense that maybe some things could be changing for them. But I felt like when he was talking about Tyler Herro, he was harsh on him. But it was like that, like, I'm hard on you because I know you could be better. Like, I see the growth in you. I know you could do this. I know you could do that. We're going to work on this. So I looked at him more as like he was constructively criticizing Tyler Herro versus like Jimmy Butler's like, come on, man. You've been doing this for so long. We don't really have time for that in this organization, you know?
Especially with Jimmy Butler asking for like over $50-some million a year annually for an extension. That kind of is an organization.
Pat Riley also said that there's no world where he gets traded either. So that kind of shut down all of the rumors that might be associated with Jimmy Butler.
But why is there no world? Because he's saying that? Because if Jimmy Butler wants an extension and you saying we don't have to do it right now, but he wants an extension because he wants to do it right now, that could create something where Jimmy Butler wants to exit. So, to Pat Riley, I feel what he's saying. Like, we don't want to trade him, but there is a reason why Jimmy Butler and his side or his team want that extension and why it's out there, because they don't want to wait next year. And it's understandable. You know, I think Jimmy Butler's, 34, 35?
Yeah.
When you're in your mid-30s, you definitely don't want to be playing for a contract. You kind of want to lock that up so you don't have – your body can let you down at any point right now. I think that's why James Harden had the situation with Darrick Morey, because it's like I'm trying to get paid and secured and be straight versus having to go out here at 35 or in my mid-30s trying to prove that I'm worth X amount of dollars.
Yeah, and also I just think as an organization, giving a guy that's not top 10, 50-plus M's is just not smart for me. Like, he's not a guy that's going to – yes, he can carry you. He's showing you that he can carry you when it comes playoff time. But when it comes regular season-wise, I still got 82 other games I got to worry about. And I just don't know if 50-some M's is worth that.
That was one of his main things I thought that he kept reiterating was just, like, the importance of the regular season. And P been up here for, like, a month or two talking about, like, man, I wish that he would take the regular season more serious because he understands that, like, these last couple of seasons, yes, they've gotten into the playoffs and gotten, you know, some success, but they haven't never been no favorite to win it. You know, they haven't been looked at that team, and it's kind of like they've been getting there, like they've been dogfighting. But other than that, they've been having some mediocre regular seasons. And, you know, the regular season is going to contribute to that postseason in a more effective way.
One of the hardest things to do is to come to the realization about yourself and not be reactive, but be proactive. It's something we don't see in basketball very often. We usually see a team like there's no other situation, but we have to rebuild now instead of being like, you know what, our core is just not the one that's going to win us a championship. Let me trade this player while he has value instead of waiting until everybody across the association knows that we're selling.
Yeah.
And it's rare. It's rare that we see that. Sometimes you can go to the very last end and still get adequate amount of assets. The Utah Jazz are the perfect example. Got back in all-star caliber player Larry Marketing, all the draft picks, and then the Rudy Gobert trade got 1,000 draft picks. But everybody knew going into the offseason the trades were going to happen. My favorite thing is when nobody knows what the plan is for this organization. It's rare because we have so many insiders that kind of just spoil stuff. But the Miami Heat could be one of those teams. If you don't hit on a star player this offseason, it's like, what's the other alternative? We bring this team back and if we're healthy, we're a top 6 seed and we still lose.
They haven't been healthy in years.
Yeah. And it's like Jimmy Butler has 2 years left on his contract. This is probably the most value you could get back in return for him.
I would respect the Miami Heat if they found a way to pivot, because the last episode we did, which was Saturday, when you broke down, like, yeah, Bam's only 26, you got Jaime Jaquez, Tyler Herro is still relatively young, if you even want to keep him. You got Nikola Jokic. I don't think they need to be like, oh my gosh, we might have Jimmy. Like, you still got something good there, and I think that would give you enough time to go and search. You know what I mean? And go and search, keep that books open. You trade Jimmy Butler, you can get somebody young. You might get a pick or two or something like that, and you just put yourself in a better position than trying to squeeze everything out of this. Because squeezing everything out of this, is like what? You hoping that you have another run magically? I just think
From
that
the
this
play-in?
is too much to lose. The risk isn't worth the reward because I don't think this team wins a championship that way unless you get Donovan Mitchell and pair him with Jimmy Butler. But how do you do that? How do they go and get another star that put next to Jimmy Butler with what they have right now?
Doesn't happen. I
Nah,
mean, Tyler Herro's not as valuable as they think he is. He's just not.
Jaime Jaquez is cool.
We saw another playoff series with Tyler Herro. He had the one game, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But then we saw another playoff series where him being guarded by somebody his size or bigger scared the hell out of him. Bumped him off his spot every single chance he got. And he's just not built to be the guy. It's only a few amount of people in the world that are built to be the guy. But in that series, they needed him to do that. And I just don't think, 2 years ago, Tyler Herro probably has more value than 2024
version.
He
was on the same level as Luka.
Say that again?
Remember when he said he was on the same level as Luka? He deserved to be in those same conversations.
I don't remember him
I
saying
Was it
remember
Luka
that.
and Trey?
Yep.
Yeah,
I remember
he
that.
said he deserved to be in those same conversations with them.
Like the confidence.
But yeah, and then even somebody like Jaime Jaquez. I like Jaime Jaquez, but is Jaime Jaquez the piece that you want if you're trading away a Donovan Mitchell? Or I'm just throwing out Donovan or Trey Young, whoever. But is that like he's a good player for the Heat and a playoff team?
Yeah,
but is
he's a
he
really good
the piece
supporting
that you're
so
getting?
far, and he's only a rookie, but like he's really good in terms of like a connecting player who can do all the little things for you. I wouldn't say he's like I'm getting him and I'm thinking, man, we're gonna have an all-star in a few years.
I think he's the next Jimmy Butler.
Who? Jaime?
Yeah.
That would be good for him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave. I'm
That's a
not
good
even going to
But
elaborate.
you take it how you want.
I think that's way too much for me to even ask. That's just way too much for me to even ask.
Jimmy
So
Butler
I,
became really, really
I
good.
don't. I'm not thinking like that. But I know damn well if I'm trading my star, he's not the highlight of my package that I'm getting to rebuild a team or retool a team. Because you look at certain things like Larry Markkinen when he was a young player. You had the young Zach LaVine. But like I agree with what Mike said, he's a really, really good player on a Miami Heat team to play as a rookie. And same thing with Nikola Jokic. I like Jokic a lot, but has he shown enough to where he is the highlight piece of your return package for a Donovan Mitchell type player? I don't know.
Well, the Portland Trail Blazers last season said they didn't want Nikola Jokic at all. Like they weren't even interested in bro. But now he's significantly better.
I think they changed their mind after this year.
Yeah, but
He ain't really play last year.
yeah.
Yeah, he was in the G League a lot. So, I mean, I guess. But I did look at him as a good project. Thought he could be really good, and he's showing flashes now. There's something there. I didn't know defensively he would be as good as he is now. He definitely sits down in the chair and he moves his feet well.
The Bulls
I
will
think-
take Jaime Jaquez for Zach LaVine.
Yes, you would.
You have
But
to get
if
that.
you're the Miami Heat, you don't want Zach.
that's the type of star you're getting back if Jaime is the
I would buy a
centerpiece.
Jaime Jaquez Bulls jersey instantly,
I would too.
like I did when Vucevic got traded here.
He bought
I
a
wouldn't do
Vucevic
that,
jersey.
Yes, I did. I customized the Vucevic. I didn't buy a Vucevic. I customized the Vucevic jersey, and it's not spelled right because it doesn't have the accents.
I'm one of them
Shout out
people
to my
that's
boy
like,
Corey Tulliver from No Ceilings. When Jaime Jaquez, the last 2 years of his college career, he kept mocking Jaime to the Bulls. Kept mocking him. So much that I was like, yeah, I kind of want to see Jaime with the Bulls too. He seemed like
you know how you could picture a player in that jersey and it kind of just makes sense, like it looks right to you.
Yeah.
Like when I think about Vucevic in that Magic jersey, it looked right on him.
it needs to-
The Bulls don't
They need
look
to
right on him no
Go
more.
get him back. They got a lot of cap
The
space.
Bulls jersey don't look right on him.
You know who we want back in that? Markelle Fultz. He's a free agent. Do a little signy trade. We'll take back Markelle. Y'all can take back Vooch. Stretches the floor for you. Not homegrown because he was a 76er before that, but his whole career was in
Damn,
Orlando.
because I don't even think you really got to. I don't think you got to give much for Markelle.
Yeah.
Who would look better in a different jersey, and what jersey would it be in?
Brandon Ingram would look better in a different jersey. What's the jersey?
I think Claxton looks really good in a Memphis Grizzly jersey.
You would buy one of those?
I'll buy one.
Are you going to wear undershirt?
I could see Brandon Ingram in a Knicks jersey.
You think that?
I could see it.
I don't know, man.
You giving up one of the Nova boys for him?
No.
Oh, then
Them
no.
boys
I don't think
touch it.
Jalen Brunson don't green like that.
Them boys got Miles McBride and be
Them
happy
boys
with it.
untouchable.
for who?
B.I.
Oh, we don't need
Do
Brandon.
you think Jalen Brunson's at that caliber now, or where they console him about team moves?
No.
I hope not. I'm so damn tired of players building
Same.
their own teams.
I
Let the
don't think so.
professionals that are paid to do that do their
And
job.
he don't strike me as a guy who wants to be involved in that.
I don't say he seems very humble in
Now,
terms of like
I don't
that,
want
so.
him to be completely in the dark where his best friend gets traded, but not like hey, we have this trade offer for this player. What do you think? We're like, no, we're accepting this trade, just giving you a heads up
Right.
that we're bringing this player to the organization.
Yeah.
And whatever his reaction is to it, that's what his reaction is.
Yeah, the Knicks got to be smart. I love Brandon Ingram. He's a good player, but I don't get the part. What would we be doing with that? Why would we be?
I'm
getting
just
Brandon
saying, the conversation was just like you can visualize a player and they actually look right in that jersey. I was saying Brandon Ingram, I could see him in a Knicks jersey.
Not
He's
under,
talking about
Tom,
how
not
Vucevic-
under Tom Thibodeau, though.
He's just saying in the jersey.
Yeah,
in jersey though, because you ever see the player and you're like, they do not look right in that jersey.
That's
at
why
all.
I think he doesn't look right to me in that jersey. Because I just think the culture of the Knicks right now has kind of changed and they kind of have an identity. And I don't think he fits that identity.
I can't see him in the Knicks jersey, but I'm gonna be real with you. I couldn't see him in the Pelicans jersey when he first got traded there. I was like, Brandon Ingram in the Pelicans jersey. How that's gonna look? Look all right to me. Look regular.
I mean, he designed the goddamn Skelly Pelican
Right.
jersey, so like, that's
I
gonna
could
be
see-
sad when he get traded.
I could see Brandon
I
Ingram.
remember we seen Bi in person.
he didn't look
tall
that
as
big.
hell.
D-Mill said he didn't look that big no more.
I could see Bi.
Which is crazy because I thought he looked really tall.
Me too.
He looked way taller than I think he's listed 6'9".
He's like 6'7".
I could
See,
see.
that's
I could
crazy.
see Bi with the Grizzlies.
You could?
I can see Bi.
Well,
with
he's the number
Grizzlies,
2
yeah.
most traded for player on the website we be using to trade. So people are mocking stuff right now. I wonder. Let's see. I'm gonna type in Brandon Ingram. Y'all think people put together some good Brandon Ingram
He
trades?
definitely is.
I could see Brandon Ingram in Atlanta as well. Yeah.
I could see Atlanta.
This is one from 7 days ago. Okay, and this is just me reacting immediately. I don't know if it's good or bad. The Pelicans. Okay, and I'm on. You saw that? Yeah. The Pelicans walk out with Anthony Simons and Jared Allen. How,
So
you
it's-
ask? It's them trading E.J. Liddell and 2 first-round picks to the Blazers and Brandon Ingram and 1 first-round pick to the Cavs. This is a 2K-ass trade. You're not giving up 3 first-round picks in a singular trade. not you know what I'm saying? Unless you're getting Kevin Durant
Yeah.
or Rudy Gobert, I guess. So I don't like that one. All of these ones look bad though. This is a 5. Somebody built a 5-team trade, and
5-team
38
trade.
people was like, "Yep,
That's
that's the one."
so many moving pieces.
What's the biggest pieces?
DeJounte Murray and Brandon Ingram are the biggest pieces here.
Okay.
And then both in NOLA?
DeMontis Sabonis is in this trade.
Whoa.
What the hell? Bro, listen to this. Listen to how the Hawks walk out with Marcus Smart, Larry Nance Jr., and a first-round pick. The Grizzlies walk out with DeMontis Sabonis and a first-round pick,
So
who doesn't
just
fit
got-
what they're doing at all, by the way.
If they didn't move Jaren, they just got Sabonis and Jaren just rebounding and blocking shit up, huh?
what they said, Jaren on rebound? We got the best rebound in the league for you.
The Pelicans walk out with DeJounte Murray, Brandon Clark, and a first. The Kings, whoever created this is 1,000% a Kings fan, by the way. They walk out with Brandon Ingram, Mikal Bridges, Nicholas Claxton,
yeah.
and they re-sign Malik Monk.
This is the most biased trade that you
Wait, read the trade back to me again.
The Kings walk out with Brandon Ingram, Mikal Bridges, Nicholas Claxton, and Malik Monk re-signing.
And all they had to give up was Sabonis?
All-star quality wing.
And they the Nets walk out with Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, John Conchar, and 4 first-round picks, by the way. Because,
Just all split up from the teams.
yeah. This is crazy.
That's the 2K-ass trade, bro.
4 first round pick. I mean, they got their value back for Mikal.
Imagine
Yeah,
the
yeah.
offseason you
Claxton,
bringing
I
in
get- yeah.
Brandon Ingram and Mikal. Not only that, you got
Nicholas Claxton.
Nick Claxton
And you
coming
still
in.
had enough
Malik
money.
Monk to
Oh, this
bring
is how you
me-
know this
yeah.
is. Whoever made this had Malik Monk re-signing for 2 years, $14 million.
Oh,
Hell
2K
no.
for real.
Yes.
That's really a 2K contract.
yeah, that's
that
crazy.
Bro,
Malik
we
Monk
should
was
do in the
signed.
offseason, we should do a segment where we go through bad trades. Because this another 5-teamer. Oh, hold on. Last one. The Keldon Johnson and Trey Jones are traded to the Pelicans. The Spurs get Darius Garland, and the Cavs get Brandon Ingram.
You said Keldon and who ended up
Keldon and Trey Jones go to the Pelicans.
To the Pelicans.
Okay.
I don't know how the Pelicans feel about that, but I think the other teams would be like, okay, we'll take that.
I would be happy to see Keldon in New Jersey.
Darius Garland and
With
Wemby
San
would be kinda
Antonio
cool.
would be kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
cool, yeah.
Nuggets star may be disciplined for throwing the Heat pack. That's from Stein. So,
We don't know exactly what the discipline is.
yeah, it could be money
What did he say?
that
Jamal Murray.
Jamal
will be
Murray's going to be disciplined.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's
But I feel like NBA fans, they sometimes be like a slap on the wrist to them.
Yeah, that man
Because
Jamal Murray signed a max.
It's not like
It's like
they
getting
ever,
a parking ticket.
they never hit him with like something significant. It'd be like 25,000.
But Rudy
and to
Gobert
them-
was a quarter. Was it a quarter mil? It was something ridiculous though.
Well, his fine was hefty.
Yeah.
His was very hefty. So he probably was like, damn.
But remember, Jamal Murray threw the heating pad and did this to the refs.
Yeah.
It was 100,000. It was 100,000, which is still a lot of
It's
money.
still a lot.
It's still a lot of money.
That's definitely more than what they typically do.
Yes. Do we have unplugged?
Nah, because I think we tired of talking about it.
The Drake
the
Kendrick
Drake
stuff?
and
That's why I was
I
on my
think it-
phone.
yeah, I think
That's
it's
why I was
dumb.
on my phone. They were saying that Drake's security got shot.
Oh, that
I
was the
seen that.
shooting?
Yeah. The shooting is he got shot in his chest. It was a drive-by shooting.
What?
The internet is saying, I'm not here to play detective. I'm just saying what the internet is saying. Some of the news outlets was trying to tie Kendrick in it. They're saying that that's some BS. There's some Toronto stuff going on because Drake was beefing with a lot of different people, and some of it was the weekend. And apparently one of the people he was beefing with, they security had got shot the previous week. Again, I'm just going off what the internet is saying, y'all. I'm not a detective. I don't want to get caught up in nothing or act like I know what's
I
going on.
used to want to be a detective.
I never in my life wanted to
His
be a
OVO
detective.
store was also vandalized in London.
Yeah,
You
that
breaking
shit
news
I
out
don't
here.
really. Huh?
He said, "Hey, y'all breaking news out here."
For real?
No, I seen that post earlier where
yeah.
his store got vandalized.
That was like crazy at first, and then
Yeah.
when somebody got shot, I kind of
Yeah,
disregarded
When it's
that.
in the store.
probably
Dude,
OVO
I mean,
gear and stuff
Coleman.
like that. Yeah.
We got one in Chicago.
Yeah,
We
there's
do?
OVO store
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had enough clothes to have a full store.
That's just like Palm Angels. They ain't have no crazy amount of clothes when we went in there in Miami. It was just a storefront, you feel me? The one who did have a lot of clothes was Gallery Department. They had the men's, the women's,
Oh,
the
yeah,
hats,
true.
and everything. They was really stocked and loaded. But yeah, some of these storefronts be a little, I don't want to say
Like,
weak, but disappointing.
Maybe not necessary.
Yeah. It's just to say that we have one, huh?
Yeah.
When we went to Kith, the Kith have everything that you'd see online?
No,
there?
but Kith one's cool because they got the ice cream
the
shop.
treat, yeah, Kith treat.
That's kind of cool.
I still got to go to a Million Dior. We
It's
have
one of my favorite places.
We
Yeah.
ain't been there.
I went alone like 3 trips ago. They offered me coffee.
You take it.
Yeah,
the
that
hell
coffee
no.
shop.
I don't want no coffee. It was also a 12-minute wait to get in the
Hey
store.
Teddy, hey Teddy, come rock with the boys, man. We got a seat for you. Heard you doing big things at New Balance. Well, that's old news, but we got some guys. We can have Ronnie Feig, Teddy Santis.
I won't
Joe
lie. I'm not familiar with that name.
Who?
Teddy Sanchez, you said?
I don't know.
Santis.
I don't know them people.
ALM. I mean ALD.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's his brand. And he now is the head something designer at New Balance. And then we can get Joe Freshgoods too, Chicago.
That's Chicago.
Come
man.
here. Come on.
That's Chicago. We appreciate y'all watching, listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 2 o'clock Eastern. That is when we go live on ESPN2. We appreciate all the support. And we will see y'all on Saturday. Wait. Close remarks, Mike. You won't be here on Saturday. What do you got to tell the people?
D Mills got dropped the mic. It's not gonna be called drop the mic. Y'all gonna see. Just wait on it.
Just wait on it. All right.
We here, baby.
We'll see y'all next week.